We now have another technological challenge on our hands. We have Māra joining us from online. So are we able to make the connection to Māra?
Dear participants, do you see me or hear me? I have set
Excellent.
up the presentation.
We can hear you, yes. So we have Māra joining us from the Life Peatland Carbon Project. Māra is joining us from the University of Latvia. So yeah, thank you. Over to you, Māra. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, first of all, for the invitation. It's my great pleasure to share my experience of my team and my colleagues concerning peatland restoration in Latvia. I'm working within European Commission LIFE program and on peatland restoration for greenhouse gas emission reduction and carbon sequestration in Baltic Sea area, to be a shorter like PeatCarbon project. Doesn't go further. It doesn't. Okay, going next.
Yes,
next
Māra,
maybe internet.
Yeah.
So this is an international project. We are working together, Latvia and Finland. The project sites are in those countries, and cooperating also with Germany and Denmark. And in total we are 12 beneficiaries. So it's a great challenge of cooperation, and at the same time very interesting to share our knowledge within our great team of the project. So the project lasts until 2027. And the main objectives of the project, of course, are reduction of greenhouse gas emissions in peatlands in Latvia and Finland. And in Latvia we have active raised bog habitats to work with and degraded raised bogs, but in Finland we have APA mayas, so it's very different type of maya in comparison with Latvia. So in the project we are testing very innovative monitoring methods, and we are not doing only restoration within the project, but we are also monitoring the sites which are previously restored in Latvia. So, and in total we have 2 sites in Latvia and 3 sites in 2 sites in Finland and 3 sites in Latvia. So here is a map of the sites. Close to Riga, the capital of Latvia, 2 sites, and there are 1 site in Gaur National Park, and 1 is very far east. And to the right on the top you see the map of peatlands in Latvia. So we have quite a lot, still mostly dominating, I would say, are bogs, raised bogs. And here's the morning view to the raised bog in Latvia. So, of course, why are we doing restoration? Because there is a really large drainage ditches on the margins of the site, in some places also within the raised bogs, and of course these ditches have to be closed to keep the water in the site and to stop losing species diversity. And to reach the aim and to do the restoration, we have a lot of studies to carry out within the project, both geological, hydrological, vegetation, mapping, remote sensing, so all kinds of studies, so whatever you can imagine. Of course here is just the hydrological network of one of the project sites. It's really, I would say, one of the largest in Latvia, reaching 5,683 hectares. It's Lielais Pelečāra Maya. It's a part of the internationally protected Ramsar site, Teiči Bog. So 2 sites are in this Ramsar site. So the margins of the sites are influenced by drainage, no peat extraction, but drainage in the margin there. The central part is still in a very good shape. So I would like to say that just shows that we are doing vegetation studies, vegetation monitoring together with my colleague, and to determine sphagnum species and all other species, and we are also doing hydrological monitoring using water level wells and loggers. So every hour determining the water level in the site. To the left, we see this Teichi Pelechare bog. It has a very large lake, and here are view from drone how the site looks like. There are areas with small pine and open areas of bog. And here is to the right top is a view to this lake. And here are my colleagues doing geological and hydrological studies. Then, in addition, we are, of course, like in a light climate project, we are doing greenhouse gas monitoring, both in Latvia and Finland. These are doing by another project beneficiary. And now I would like to stress that it's quite a complicated, challenging thing to reach this stage of peatland restoration. Prior of that, we have to do management plan. Then we have done hydrology restoration plan. Then we have done initial impact assessment, and only finally then we can get building permits. So it's a document, and we have to prepare also technical designs with exact location of the dams. Only then we can go and do the restoration. Mostly the practice in Latvia is that we try to make beach dams with such small excavators. We are going in Latvia to do restoration in one of the projects, in 2 project sites this autumn starting. But we have done, now I will share the restoration experience in general, from this project and previous projects. So, both in Latvia and Finland. This in our light PeatCarbon project last year in Finland, it's in Lapland. The sites are located in Lapland, the very north of Finland. First of all, there were cut trees in this, I would say not so much influenced peat Apamaya. And finally, after that, our team participated also in a demonstration workshop where we could see how exact building of or closing different ways, closing of ditches was carried out in Finland. So our team was there, and about that you can see also a movie in the Light PeatCarbon webpage as well. So last year in July, this work was done, ditches closed, and in winter forest cut in the degraded areas. And now we visited the site this year in June, and really we could see the site is re-wetted. Here is to the left, we see the eddy coverance tower. It's almost flooded around that area, so it's very good result of this peatland restoration in this site in Apamaya, Svaliso and Mataroso in Finland. So that's we are collaborating also within the field work with our Finnish colleagues. We were there this year and last year also in this site, so together with colleagues of the Finnish Meteorological Institute, because we have such an integrated approach in implementing. We are monitoring gas types. Gas types are greenhouse gas emission site types. According to these site types, greenhouse gas fluxes are assigned. So it's not possible to monitor. We are doing both in Latvia and Finland greenhouse gas monitoring, but it's not possible to do it in any point. That's where we have vegetation and greenhouse and water level monitoring points, and we visited 200 points and to determine the gas type. according to the gas type, we can calculate. There is information about these greenhouse gas emissions. And here you see two characteristic plant species for Apamayas in northern Finland. It's dwarf birch, Beetallanana, and cloudberry. It was June fantastic time with the blue, white flowers of cloudberries and blue these Apamayas, these strings. So very nice time. And also in Latvian side, we have this Peatlands, but it's in comparison with Finland, it's a very rare plant and protected one. But in our project site we have it. In Tsenamaya we did restoration firstly in 2006. Now in this current Live PeatCarbon project, we are continuing in another part which was not protected by that time, and it was not a part of this site. And in this, it's very interesting thing that in this Tsenamaya we have actually a lake. It's called Sky's Lake or Beautiful Lake, and this site we have Sphagnum pulchrum, which is also very rare in Latvia, and its Latvian name is also beautiful Sphagnum for species. So that's interesting coincidence with the names. So that's a little bit about the site which is under restoration now. And in this site, in comparison with the other I showed before, nearby is going peat extraction. And in some parts, but it's not going within the protected area. Nearby there is, in the site we have also an area where peat harvest has been completed and where we are going to do restoration this autumn, winter. And here you see from the airplane that here are peat extraction fields, and there are also natural parts of this raised bog. And unless the bog is not revetted, in many places cotton grass dominates. So we need really, it's too dry for sphagnum species to grow. And here is this restoration area, which is Tsenamaya nearby Riga. It's in the other part we have done restoration already in 2006, I mentioned before. And here we see the results of restoration. So the water level was raised in 2006 by building of peat dams. And after 8 years after this restoration was started, we can see that in this Sky so beautiful lake, pine is dying off. So it means that the water level has been really raised in the peatland. Here to the right, we see the same thing. So actually, it's a quite good result of peatland restoration in this area. And another example I would share today about it's Sudasviedamaya in Gauva National Park, where we did restoration in 2017. It's also a raised bog. The area of this site is 2,500 about. And in 2017 we built 67 peat dams or wooden dams in the places where it was not possible to reach the site by excavator to build the dams. And it's from the balloon you see the very nice structure of this peatland, the blue pools and lawns and carpets with thin and marginal forested areas. And how look the results here from 2017? Just the next year, it was very nice that the dam started quickly overgrow with sphagnum species, Nicospora alba. So its restoration site became revetted really very quickly. Then we see in 2023, it's the site, the area where we took peat for the building of dam. It looks like now already like a bog pool. So and this year when we visited the site, it's hardly impossible to say that some restoration was carried out there, because all the area looks so natural. In some places you can see die off of some pine as well due to this restoration. And here are some characteristic species of our bogs: sundews, Drosera rotundifolia, Sphagnum cuspidatum, Halberry like in Finland, Rubus hemimorus and Oxycoccus palustris. And this is really shortly, but more information you can get in Vissin. We have produced Vissin our previous slide project, Peat Restore project. We have produced a best practice book that is available on the webpage of Live Peat Restore project. We have in Live PeatCarbon project webpage, you can find a photo exhibition about the Mayas of all the countries, Finland, Denmark and Latvia. We have produced brochures you can read about the peatlands, and there has been an article in EU Research about our project. And in October there will be an article about our project in Open Government portal as well. And more you can see the videos in Live PeatCarbon webpage as well. So, and final some conclusions. So I can say that it's each site needs really special different attitude, because the peatlands are very different, and also the restoration needs is specific for each site, and quite often it's a challenging task, especially if there are some harvested peatlands which are more difficult to restore. And of course we know that it's more complicated to restore peatlands than to preserve it. And also I will say that there are in the project sites we are doing more monitoring with some types of different peatlands of degradation, and also solutions have to be found for each case. But finally I would say that we have got in Latvia really good results on peatland restoration, and if interested you are welcome to visit our project sites. You are welcome to visit our webpage. So thank you very much for your attention.